trying to code this book of poems that'll hopefully push me forward to actually start publishing, right? So I'm coding everything except for when I'm writing the poems.
Right.
So I started my title, got my table of contents, of course, still coding through this, but when it come out, you click on each one, it'll go to whatever poem. I'm gonna need a UX designer to help me redesign this. I'm gonna need a promotional flyer. I'm gonna need a designer for the actual poem, because I don't know if I want to add animations or pictures to it. But where the documentary comes in is that I want to showcase my progress, because I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm talking to people who are going to give me some advice, give me some feedback, and that's what this is a part of. So all the video that you'll see is going to be a part of either the director's cut or what we actually see. We won't hear the audio unless it's pertinent to moving my movie forward. So this we probably won't have this conversation, but you're gonna see this video like sped up. Like, oh, I remember that day I was there. I signed the board.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Everyone have a good weekend? All right. So, end of day Friday, we should have all sent our implementation and project brief. So now we should be ready to get these projects started.
Oh, I like this.
You don't want to have no reflection page for your people?
Thought about it.
I think that will tear you apart because it'll make your book interactive in a sense,
No, wait, say that again?
To make your book interactive in a sense, it will tear you apart from other authors. It will cause your readers to be drawn in every element.
Okay, explain it to me. Because when you said reflection page, I was thinking like, am I going to add a reflection section within the video for them? And that's why I kind of said yes so quick, because I was like, yeah, of course, I'm going to go with some people saying, just kind of have like it progress through. But what do you mean when you say that now? Because it's not the same.
I was just talking and thinking, it was like, what if you had, okay, interactive could be them actually interacting with your poetry or just them taking notes or having like a journal, like a area to where they can,
Kind of like how how the book app has like, you can do both sides of the pages? Mm-hmm. So like one side is that and have the other side to refresh.
The other side, they can reflect or, because reading poetry really makes you want to.
I've been working on for right now. So I had you do the signature, right? And that's because it is. And it's going to be like the outro of the documentary. That's going to be a part of like when I'm presenting. It's just like a thank you to everybody who came and helped you for it. You see how everybody coming to sign it, and it's like one person over the other before you even finish. Yeah. So you're going to be on it too. This is everybody who came and like give me feedback, actually give me coding advice, actually like give me something to, like, that's just something for now, because it's the second board that I'm going to do too, right? So it's like both of them.
That's shit creative, isn't it?
That's just for like the thank you for people who came and helped. So I got Chris on the design, Smitty on the album. Rich, he did the theme song that I had to mute, but I don't want y'all to hear it, and we're going to premiere it on the presentation day. Which one you like the most? Which one you think that was actually two questions? Which one you like the most? And after you tell me that one, which one you think the audience would like the most? Because I want you to drop that bitch in real on somebody. Just throw that bitch like gone bitch.
I like the effects of this one.
Like I said, all the people who gave me feedback. You helping me right now. This is what we're doing. So then I got these 4 questions I want to ask you, right? It's the same 4 questions I've been asking everybody, and that's right here.
So if you've not already done so, I recommend putting that project brief on Miro as well to help document your progress here. But now that we have our project brief submitted, the next step is going to be asking some guiding questions about that project brief to kind of figure out where to get started with this project. So we're going to go through that same process we should all be used to, asking our guiding questions. So based on that project brief, like what questions do you have about that project? What questions do you need answered to help you complete that project? And what do you need to learn in order to do that project?
Seeing that it's being broken down and not just like thrown at me, and just, you know what I mean, kind of like it makes it welcoming to see it's broken down step by step versus just like, even with like, of course, with coding, there's just so much information. It's like I need to start from step one and then really understand what's going on before I even try to, you know what I mean? Otherwise it just looks like a bunch of nonsense, and it makes me unattractive to even try to get into it. And that's probably why it took me so long to be like, I do have an interest in tech, because from the outside,
until you like that.
getting in it, it's like, okay, I can do this.
Black minds think alike. So.
Today is Sunday, December 11th, 2022. Kind of been working on and off throughout the day. Simplify some code for my table of contents using Sean Allen through YouTube, and that was a learning curve for me, because I would rather just read the text and have pictures side by side as we're going through the tutorial, rather than having to stop and press play and, oh, did I miss this, and checking his code alongside my code through the video. But I felt it to be beneficial and helpful, and as well as getting me outside my comfort zone. Today is Monday night. It's almost 11. I just finished a couple more things, and part of my code in the project for Challenge 3. Got a chance to speak with the designer. She's currently redesigning. She's currently working through the wireframes, the hi-fi, the lo-fi, the color palettes, the text fonts. She really doing her thing. And she also asked me to try to implement within my code to make the hourglass within the table of contents animated. I drafted an outline of my documentary within sections and acts. Section 1 is the explanation, just explaining what the project is about. Section 2, a pondering reflection, is about the reflective of my video logs and possibly what other people's reflections might be. Section 3 is the Gone Fishin, the actual code and book title. And then the encore, Section 4, Act 4, is just the signature sped up and crosses off through. Today is Monday, December 12th, 2022. I submitted a ticket for studio time with the Academy earlier, and then later on I got an email close towards the end of the day saying that the studio time is booked for Wednesday from 1 to 3. However, the only caveat is that we need to bring our own mic, which puts a fire underneath me having to start to compile the video and really start to give something for Rich, who's going to be my producer of the theme song, to work with. I mentioned to him that I wanted to be isolating and give him a little bit of the Gone Fishing theme and what I plan to do with the series and the poems within it.
Nobody has gotten where they are in here by doing it by themselves.
Just looking at Cam's code.
Can you help me real quick?
I could try.
I want to delete this whole thing, but like when I thought that it was like this, because this is what it is, it gives me like an error. Wait, how did you just do that?
Since you asked, come on with it. Actually, since you asked.
How did you just get it to scroll?
Also, you just double click on both your fingers.
Oh, I'm sitting here like, oh, it don't work. It don't work.
No, you gotta.
The question is, what am I learning? The answer is skills.
And know your values, most importantly. Actually, that on top of everything. The purpose, your value, and the reason why the world needs to be, needs to see like your vision the same way you see it. That's pretty much all I'm doing.
Enjoy, like how people learn to code. That's what my project is right now.
Learning coding, redoing the 100 Days of Swift because we had to learn how to code. No, I learned that You won't know until you ask questions.
For my project, I posted a survey, so I'm waiting to hear back on feedback on that. But I'm also looking up scholarly articles, as well as a book that Shannon gave me on teaching how to design design for people, for how people learn. That's what it's called.
Swift, other people, mentors, YouTube. Next steps are to continue to learn and to do more practicing of coding on my own so I can become more proficient, because I'm not quite confident in it yet. I don't think anybody really is totally yet. And begin to take some of the things I'm learning to implement it in things in a usable code that I want to use to make apps.
Crack jokes and eat snacks.
What you got for the birthday? You finna shake out?
Trying to get my shit.
I'm
trying to take the legends, man.
Booty Club. Midday. Hey. Right there by the park. Everybody can't take up on right now. Gonna embarrass the whole. We ain't taking this guy. Then you gotta sign my board. Like, well, I want to sign the board. When y'all gonna let me sign? Shut on, man. You know y'all finna sign the board. Man, just want to complain for no reason. Like, I'm gonna tell you, no, you can't. Nah, bro, you can't sign. Nah, bro. I'm about to erase it if you do it anyway.
Thank you. He needs something to sidecar. I don't think that cable's over here, so I'm just grabbing off the foundation for now. And we'll be back.
This is my forte.
Let's do it. Let's record.
Let's get it.
My project is called Gone Fishing, and it's an idiom. That phrase "gone fishing" is an idiom meaning like it's somebody who's in a place who they don't know what they're doing. You know, they know where they're at, but they don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
So I'm playing off that, and I'm using that because in this academy, I feel like I'm here. I know where I'm at, Detroit, this academy, but sometimes I feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know, especially if we're doing some coding. So in a sense, I feel like I'm gone fishing. So each poem is progressively getting from some simplistic kind of like straightforward to something more complex, and it's like you really got to think about what the talking about in this poem. And it's not always gonna get to you.
Calm. You're alone, but you're calm, but you're excited for the future.
Right, exactly. Okay. My first one. So let me just keep tell you what I'm doing. I'm doing this because, you know, my heart's been missing TSU, and that's what I did at TSU, my whole university. I did a lot of production, post-production, recording, and all of that. And I made some really good shit, and I liked it. So I want to reinvigorate myself, you know, reestablish that.
Okay.
You know, pay homage to the degree. So I'm recording each interaction within like the features and collaboration. So this is a collaboration, something like somebody coming up to me and we might get feedback to one another. That's a collaboration. Because you got that first catch and you feel like, oh, I can do this again, like I'm about to master this shit. But then you realize like you can't be too conceited in this because that's just number one. You know, right. So that's where I see like as far as the theme going.
Do it again.
Hold on, I got you. You ready?
Count off from 3. Yeah, I'm gonna watch you.
3, 2, and then hit it.
Oh,
you see how quick it was?
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. And that's gonna lead to like an explanation. It's gonna lead to me like a voice, a sound bite of me explaining whatever this is, right? But all the video in the back is just anybody who came up to me talking about it, you know?
Stop it right there.
I'm gonna write while you doing that. I'm about to start writing this too.
This is like freaking.
I like that better than the voice. Like as a transition into it. Because I'm only going, what I was imagining is only using the voice for that beginning from the static on. But if that's going to be that, it's going to work for it, you know?
Let's see if I can. You are able to take it from.
Yeah, I can cut the audio up inside the iMovie
and copy and paste it in different places.
No, I like this is like it's like the thank you say, you know, like it's you taking your bow, it's done.
I like that though. Like what you was talking about when you was like, you know what you're capable of, and you happy about what you're capable of.
You're talking about the gone fishing
thing.
Like,
going fishing.
Like, you don't know what
you're going, where you gonna end up with what you're capable of. Like, I think a lot of people be in that kind of zone.
And it's really it's really for the moment right now too, because a lot of people I've been noticing, like, when they come talk to a project, they don't know what the fuck they're doing or want to do. And it's kind of like they lost, but they're here though. They still trying. And that's kind of like you going fishing, like you feel isolated, you feel alone. But if you really take the time to look around, you're gonna see it's like serene. Like,
Exactly. That stream gonna take you somewhere. Right. I like that. That's hard. I was like that for a little bit, like for a couple of weeks. I was like, man, like, where I'm gonna be after the point. You know what I'm saying?
Can we go out on that? Like, can we lead out on this whole shit? Yeah. Like, even if you don't want to lead out on that part, like, I like how that takes us out, you know? Yeah, and that's it.